Next speaker?
Yes, ma'am. Next speaker is Mr. Corey Teague. Mr. Teague?
Good evening, members of the council. For
evening.
those, I don't know if there's any sound on here yet. but
Ming, we don't have sound?
all right, so I did inform people on Facebook that they can go to my Facebook page that has been dubbed TTV. They can go there now and they can watch, our live stream. I'll offer my services until the system gets back up and running the way it's supposed to, free of charge, of course. Yeah, free. Hey, first thing I wanted to mention is that it was very disheartening. We have a stadium, yes, we do, and it's a historical site. It was very disheartening that it had to be drugged through the mud because of political pandering and playing political games. That's the real tragedy here. We do have a crown jewel there. That is a beautiful stadium. It needs to be fixed, of course, but the process that they were going about to do it was flawed. That contract was flawed. That lease agreement that they didn't even put forth, they weren't forthcoming with any of that. You had the assemblywoman there last night preaching about the stadium and think about the kids, but nobody wanted to open up the lease agreement and show the people the details in the agreement. Nobody in this room who owns a house would sign a mortgage without being fully aware of what's in that mortgage. Nobody in here would do that. You would, at all. There will be no closing until you understand everything that is required of you and everything that's in that agreement. Nobody in here would sign a contract with any company or organization without being able to fully vet everything in the contract, including the small print. None of us. We looked at a contract that had no dates on it. He had no dates at all. There was no requirement as to what day we're going to start, how long is it going to take us to finish the stadium, what date can the city council expect the stadium to be ready for the children to use it, none of that. We didn't even know whether he was going to do the apartments first or the stadium first. There's nothing there. How can you give away $40 million for such a vague, empty contract with language in there that had no specifics? I do thank the council for standing up tall. Most importantly, I thank the council president for coming after this administration and making them work on behalf of the people. That's why I'm supporting her for re-election as president of this council. That's why I'm supporting her, because I see a fighter in her and I see that she's ready to roll up her sleeves and fight to the dirt to make sure that no administration comes here and takes advantage of our people. I can support that.
Thank you.
I also want to say the mayor went through hell and high water and fought tooth and nail for this developer to come in here. And he hasn't said a thing about Jameek. Not a thing. Why couldn't we get a community meeting about what happened to Jameek? Why couldn't we get some phone calls and get some action and get some emergency meetings here in the chambers? Why couldn't we get some of that, Mr. Mayor? Could it be because Jameek met with you shortly before he died? That's why you were running around saying you had meningitis and he might have had it. There's a lot of things that the public doesn't know. A lot of things that the public doesn't know about this situation. No response is a response. Remember that. The silence is deafening. And Dr. King said once that there comes a time when silence becomes betrayal. So if you're a mayor of the people and you're trying to bring Paterson together as one, then it's time for you to sit down with Jameek's family and call an emergency meeting on that to get justice for the family, because we won't let up until Jameek gets justice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Teague.